Hello everybody. So today, right now in this moment, we are staring at this tree I have that is infected with some sort of fungus. I think it's a fungus. I think so. When we moved here 4 years ago, this tree was in this condition. And I had a tree with a similar situation like this years ago at my old home, and we were going to cut it down. We had cut off most of the branches and we had planned to take down the trunk. This was I think it was a maple of some sort, and didn't get it down. The next spring, it kind of cured itself. The ailment went away. Now I don't know why, and I'm certainly not an expert. I don't know how these things work, but I was like, well, that's cool. So when we moved here, this property, it's still a vast wonderland, but let me tell you, it was about 100 times more vast and upgrown and wild and crazy than it is right now. And this area right here, this is like a little area that you should be able to drive through, that you drive back, and this tree had a lot of low branches kind of obstructing this. So that first year when we moved here, that first spring, that was 4 years ago, I pruned this tree pretty heavily. And it flowered, beautiful flowers, beautiful fragrance, and nothing really came of it. I have another tree just like it. I called it Twin Tree. It's in the same state, but they were beautiful flowering trees, and I just was like, you know, we'll deal with it later. There's been so much that we have had to deal with. It's a beautiful property, and we're incredibly fortunate to be here, but there is stuff planted everywhere. Stuff is overgrown everywhere. It is like super duper overwhelming. There's probably at least 60 various fruit trees, maybe more, and we tore some out, okay? None of them had been pruned. None of them had ever been anything. So anyways, 3 springs and summers have gone by. This tree has flowered and it's grown, and that's about it. It's still got its fungus stuff going on. And then this year, lo and behold, I discovered that this is a plum tree. It actually is a fruit tree. I thought it was just an ornamental flowering tree, but it's actually a plum, and there are plums this year. Now, this tree is not healthy. It's not doing well. It's got this infection. I've never treated it. It's very, very overgrown. And there's not a ton of plums on this tree, which is kind of a good thing, because there's no way I could thin this tree. And the twin tree of it also has plums on it. So I had often wondered why, when there was so many fruit trees and of all different types, why there weren't any plums. But there wasn't. But this year we have some. There are some dropping, might be from the infection on the tree. I'm not sure. But anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. You see here's one. There's another one up there. It's kind of like the more you look, the more you see. It's like hide and seek. I don't know what's going to become of this, but I thought it was interesting. I'm not really even sure what to do with this, but I thought I'd just take a minute and share it with you. Surprise, surprise, it's a plum. It's a plum. Now, you can see a little cluster here. Actually, there's a little more here. This might be a little more sheltered right here. That one's pretty large. So we'll see what happens with it. I do enjoy a plum. There's a couple that have fallen down here.